Hopefully you guys can hear us this go around. For those of you who are new to our channel, we are the Sammy Nicole and Fifi show. We are a dynamic and the only dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. And on our channel, we discuss all things love, life, relationships from both the millennial perspective and the Gen X perspective. So we're coming to you guys live and direct. Hey, Queen Lily, how you doing? Please let us know if you can hear us, because we had to end the last live because we were experiencing some technical difficulties. But nonetheless, we hope you guys can hear us. We're happy to be here. Just some disclaimers or housekeeping things to get out the way.
We good.
Okay. We like to go live on our channel every Thursday and Saturday around 7 p.m. ish, heavy on the ish, Eastern Standard Time. We also like to occasionally do a pop-up show earlier in the week as well. So if you like our channel, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the upper right hand corner, there are 3 dots. You can click on those dots and simply hit the like button. And please be sure to share our content if you like what we produce and what we stand for. So hey Queen
Bridget.
Lily, thank you Ebony, how you doing? Hey Bridget, hey CB, hey X is too complicated, hey know your own worth. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we got it together, y'all.
I'm glad to see y'all. Hey.
Yes, hey Cass, good evening. Hello everyone, happy Saturday.
Y'all.
Yes, so just before we get into it, because we got lots to talk about, first things first, everything we're going to say tonight is allegedly. Everything we're going to say tonight is allegedly. I'll say it another time for the people in the back. Everything we're going to say tonight is allegedly, okay?
And for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes only, okay? And all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Again, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, okay? And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already liked this video, please like this video. It costs nothing to do so, okay? So yes, thank you Queen Lily for sharing it on X. Thank you. Hey, Just Friday. Hey, yes, please like this video. All right, so we got the disclaimers out the way. Excuse me, everybody can hear us. We got it together. So you want to go ahead and get us started? And again, I'm Sammy Nicole, the millennial, and this is Fifi, my beautiful mother. Okay, sorry.
Glad to see you all. We back. We been outside, y'all. I've been outside since Wednesday. I've been outside enjoying my life in these Atlanta streets. I hope you all enjoyed the clips, all the shorts. But we was trying to make our way, back in. But y'all know this is ATL. And, summertime, I like to do a little rooftop. I like to go hear a little jazz. So we been outside. So we appreciate you all so much for having patience with us. And we back now. And I'm glad to see you all. We need for you all to please push us out. We're not getting pushed out. Our numbers are stopping. They're kind of at a standstill. So if you all could push us out, comment, share with your good Judy, your good friend, your good sis,
your enemies.
Share the channel and push us out and hit the like so we can keep building our channel up. Follow us on all platforms. We're out there on TikTok. Sometime we'll post things on TikTok. We'll post things on
Instagram, Facebook. The Sammy Nicole and Fifi show on TikTok, Instagram, and then Sammy Nicole and Fifi on Facebook.
We're on all platforms, so please go out there and subscribe to those pages as well. Okay, I want to get it started. I want to talk about the June 30th call 2024 with Ernesto and Sonia. It follows back up from the June 28th visit. Well, not the phone call, but the visit. Why he tell that lady, I see you got a comb over, you ain't combed it over to the other side. Y'all, I almost fell out my seat. He said, I see you got it combed over to the other side.
Yeah, the dye. She got a hair dye.
She got a hair dye. Nesto don't like that color in her hair. Then he go on, but first of all, let's talk about how he look, y'all. What do you all think about how he looks? He looks very uncomfortable. He looks like he may be in pain, in some type of pain, y'all.
I'm sure he is.
He's in not only mentally but physically. Ernesto looks like he might be in some pain, y'all.
Stress, anxiety, of course.
Yeah,
the worry. It's taking a huge toll. Thank you, Natasha. Hey, how you doing? Natasha said you two look beautiful.
Thank
you. Hey, Peppermint Patty.
I appreciate the Cash App, Natasha. Thank you.
Peppermint Patty said, Fifi, girl, I see you be doing it out there.
Girl, I be out in these streets, okay? I've been out there since last Saturday. I went somewhere last Saturday, Wednesday, and then yesterday I went out too. I've been having a good time. I've been enjoying my life, okay? Just because you 58 don't mean you gotta sit in the house and rub your feet together, okay?
All the time.
All the time. Now, I do sit down and chill. You will catch me sitting on the patio with a good book and a good cold drink. But when I feel like getting up and getting out, I put me on a little something, and I go on out here in these Atlanta streets, and I have me a good time, okay?
So you tiptoe out.
I tiptoe out, okay? Exactly.
All right, X is too complicated said, well, all are allegedly innocent, not guilty. Hey, Nancy Nestos. She said, he looks nasty. Hey, Juju D. She said, that's right, do you? Okay.
Yes. So let's go back to Sonia and that hair. Nestos say, you doing your thing right now. You just bored. So he pretty much told her, you ain't got nothing else to do but run up here and see me and color your hair some color that I do not like. He said, you just bored right now. And what you need to do is go get you one of them silver wigs. Get you, color your hair silver, great. You can do it. He want her to get one of them little pixie spike cuts. That's what he talking about. Get a pixie spike cut. And then get it that silverish blue.
He want her to get like that razor chic. Y'all know who Razor Chic is? She's like in
Atlanta.
She's a very popular hairstylist in Atlanta, and she specializes in like shortcuts, kind of like Panay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she may be just a slightly little bit better than Panay,
who
is Sheridan's stylist. No offense, they're both great though. Mm-hmm. But I think he likes that look. Yeah, Queen Lily said a Shirley cut. Right.
Yeah. That's what he want. And then he wanted to get it, that silver gray tone in it with the highlights in it. Mm-hmm. That's what he want her to get. But she ain't catching on to it. She said, oh, okay. I'm going to go buy me a wig.
And see how she look with
the gray hair. And see how she look. So she can appease him. Because that's what he want. And he's sitting up there looking like he about to pass out. He's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, he want her to have a shortcut like Shirley.
Yes.
Let's see, Bridget said that Kool-Aid hair gotta go.
She said
he don't like that hair.
She said I combed it over to one side. Now it looked like when she came on the 28th, he told her he really wasn't feeling it. So it looked like she would have went home and tried to get herself together. But what she did is she just flipped it over to the other side. Mm-hmm. So he ain't really feeling that. He ain't feeling that hair. Now here's another thing, y'all. The dogs. I read in the comments that Sonia really didn't have them two dogs. She just said she had the dogs because allegedly she knows that Ernesto can't be around animals, and she really didn't want Ernesto to come to her place. So she said that she had some dogs. The dogs came and went away real quick. They came quick and they went away quick. Mm-hmm. Now, we meaning me and Samantha know where she lives personally. Just not snooping, just by what she said on the phone call.
But we would never disclose it. So
we would never disclose it.
We would never dox anybody.
Never dox.
We don't do that over here.
We don't do that over here. But her saying that she was downstairs walking around and two Caucasian women were, and they said your dogs were cute, and she said you want them, and they just bought the dogs from her.
So you don't think that's a believable story?
Down there where she at? You think so? I could see the Caucasian women down there walking around because of the area.
Okay.
I see that,
Intoxicated, allegedly, yeah.
But how friendly are they down there like that? Have they ever walked up to us friendly? Have you ever noticed?
But it was in her building, so maybe they drunk and that caused them to be friendlier. I don't know.
Well, anyway, she sold the dogs, y'all. Okay, she sold the dogs. The dogs are gone. She didn't say how much she sold the dogs for.
She said she wasn't going to disclose that.
She wasn't going to disclose it.
But it does seem all over the place. Because at first she said she wanted the dogs to keep in her RV to keep her company. And then she get the dog.
Y'all hit the like.
She don't want the dog. And now she want to get rid of them.
Right.
And you flew all the way up to Ohio to get them from a breeder. And now you just give them away that freely.
And you flew back to Atlanta with the dogs. We didn't hear nothing about her flying back to Atlanta. Now, we know if Sonia would have flew back on a plane with the dogs. As a matter of fact, the last time she came back from Ohio, we heard about it because she got sick on the plane. Oh, no, that was Vegas. That was Vegas where she got sick on the plane. But you know we would have heard about it. So what happened in between all of her getting the dogs from Ohio and bringing them back here? I don't know, y'all. It just sounds like a lot of me.
She would go through that extent about getting 2 dogs.
And bringing them back.
We got even deeper problems. If that's the case.
If that's the case.
But to lie about some dogs?
What y'all think?
Is it that serious to lie about some dogs?
What y'all think?
But then again, she did, she's lied about so many other petty things. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. I just think that's super weird.
The dogs just came and went real quick.
Yeah, I just think that's super weird. But let me see. Ebony says short like Shirley's and silver like Gail's.
Oh.
Hi Bruce. Cool Weather Farmer said, hi everyone. Hey, Cool Weather Farmer. Queen Lily said, hey Liliana, my Spanish name. Oh, nice. Let me see. X is too complicated said, I think she was dog sitting. Okay. Karen said, what he meant to say was get it together. You look a mess.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yes.
Queen Lily said, Queens, I know too. Just Friday 88 said, dog sitting.
Okay, you think it was
Creasy said, hey, love from England. Hey. Let me see.
Hey, we international.
Make America Safe Again said, Sonia lies too much. Who knows? Cass said, well, we know she did have the dogs because they were on video. Don't know if she actually owned them.
Okay.
Queen Lily said some are friendly in that area, many are not. Yeah, some are, and
some are.
So maybe she wasn't lying.
Maybe she wasn't.
That would be such a weird and small thing to lie about, especially since he can't be around dogs anyway. So I don't know.
Hey, Glorious Love.
Hey, Glorious Love. She said, hey, y'all, busy tonight, but I'm listening. Okay,
You're
thanks.
good. No problem.
Cass says she knows Nestle ain't getting out, just like everyone knows he ain't getting out. Make America Safe Again says Sonia don't want Nestle to stay with her.
That's what somebody said down in the comments when the video was playing, when Phone Calls from Prison initially posted it. They were like, she lying. She's saying that because she don't want Ernesto coming to stay with her, because allegedly he can't be around animals.
Well, she got rid of the dog, so I guess she can want him back in with her.
Well, she know he not getting out. Allegedly.
I know she said it's more convenient for her to travel and not having the dogs, because she don't have to pay for a dog sitter. But you could drop him off at Sydney's house.
Sydney ain't fooling with her.
Let's see. X is too complicated said, why not? She lies about everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Queen Lily says she doesn't want him to come there. Let's see. Okay, so we caught up on the comments. So maybe that's what that is.
Okay, maybe so. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay. Then she goes on and talk about the mansion that she grew up in that was sold. Everybody knows the story is that she grew up in a well-to-do neighborhood in Ohio.
Upper middle class black family.
Her dad was well off. The mom left and left the kids with the dad. And she said, you know, they had a housekeeper slash nanny. It sounds like the housekeeper was the nanny as well. And they terrorized the housekeeper slash nanny. They used to have parties, and Mike Tyson used to come over and shoot crap with them. And, you know, she just talking and talking and talking because, of course, she wants us to know that She's elite,
Well connected.
well connected,
And well appointed.
And this all goes back to her psyche on wanting to be validated, wanting to be accepted, and wanting significance. And that's why she in the situation she in now with Ernesto. Because of all of that. You see how her DNA and her pathology has gotten her where she is in this relationship with Ernesto? So she goes on to say, my dad this, he left us. He was out doing other things. But pretty much she was saying that we had a very nice place to stay. And we had a nanny and a housekeeper. And we were bad. And we were pretty much, terrorizing people around us who was, our babysitter, our nanny, or whatever she was. So she wanted us to know that. And she wanted us to know that Mike Tyson used to drive by the house just to shoot
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Because they would,
Because her friend knew him.
Right.
Her friend knew him. Okay, Sonia. All right. Okay, we hear you. We'll give you that. We'll give you that.
Yeah, she know people. She know people.
She says she know people, y'all. And she wanted Nesto to know people. Okay, so she talked about that. And then she goes on to say, Nesto say, so what you doing with your life? What you got going on? How your business is coming? You running your ass up here 3 times a week. What the hell you doing out there? Because I ain't doing nothing in here. She said, what you eating? What you doing? Same old thing.
Ain't gonna do watching people argue.
I ain't doing that. He won't say watching these MFs argue around here. I ain't doing none. So he want to know what the hell you doing that got you coming up here 3 times a week. What you got going on out there? You see how a man wants you to have some business about yourself? He want her to have some. He like women that got something going on.
Yeah, like Ebony and Shirley. We got to talk about that video.
Back to what I say, men want to know you got some business going on. That's why he keep asking her little narrow behind. What you got going on? What you doing? What's going on? Well, I got this going on, and I'm not gonna do that kind of business no more. I'm gonna do this kind of business. And my partner, so and so and so. And he looking at her like, bitch, please. You ain't got shit going on. Because your narrow behind up here. I'm telling you, excuse me, I'm telling you what he thinking. This is what he thinking. I know what he thinking because I can tell the way he looking at him.
We sorry to all the Christian people that might be
sorry,
offended.
but this is what he's saying. This ain't me talking. This Nesto talking. That's what he's saying. Girl, go on somewhere. You ain't got nothing going on. Your little narrow, skinny behind up here. She talking about, I gotta get some. And y'all, what's wrong with her? Why she can't look at him? She be over here, and then she be down here, and then she be and doing what? She be.
Oh, you showing out tonight? How she be doing it?
She be tweaking. Allegedly, she be tweaking.
How she be doing it? Oh, she on one tonight, y'all.
Yo.
She done been outside and turned up. I don't know what's going on with her tonight. Oh my goodness.
What is wrong? And then she throw up. And then she give him one of these. And then she go back to twitching and I'm like, girl, relax. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with her, y'all? And Nesto all the time, he holding the phone like this. Yeah. I see your daddy too, huh?
They funny. Let me see. Glorious Love said, Wisdom Daughter posted the house that Sonia grew up in, and it recently sold. It was a beautiful house.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think she was lying about that, especially with her dad being in construction. Yes, thank you for sharing that, Glorious Love. Let's see. X is Too Complicated said in the text messages, Nesto told her that black hair looks better. Yes, he did. And she said that growing up, though, family members, like the women in her family would tell her the black makes her look really hard. and she felt like the black was starting to make her look older. But I disagree. I think her being his only support system is aging her rapidly because she's dealing with a lot of stress. You know, she's playing secretary, she's playing wife, she's playing lover, best friend, she's playing, you know, paralegal, attorney, you know, therapist, you know, mama, sister, auntie. She's wearing a lot of hats for Ernesto, and it's wearing on her. She's only one person, in addition to her own health issues. So I think that's why she looks older, not because of the black. Let me see. Natasha said Bonitail has no accomplishments for herself. All she talks about is her father's accomplishments. Yeah, because I think, like, in a way, because she is essentially, you know, a part of his legacy, his lineage. You know, even though she didn't like the way he treated her mom or women, she can take pride in the way she grew up. And I think it's a way for her to feel like, I didn't grow up like the average, you know, black person of my generation. Like, she thinks they were a step up too. So I think it gives her another way to kind of feel like an elitist looking down on other people. And then she also just may genuinely be proud of her dad. You know, it seemed like he accomplished a lot and he did a lot for his community, which should be acknowledged and celebrated. Let's see. Precy said it seems like she's got an amazing imagination. Yes. KSA is laughing. Let's see. X is too complicated said Nesto wants Sonia to handle the big business that she keeps lying about. Hey, Toya.
Hey, Toya.
Yes. Just Friday 88 said liars can't look you in the face.
That's what it is.
All right. Karen said Fifi killing it today. Glorious Love said is the face of a tweaker.
Yes.
All right. Queen Lily said yes, Queen Fifi. Bridget said yes, give us drama, Fifi. Queen Lily said Sonia is weird. Ebony said I want some of whatever Fifi had. Right. I'm like, she on one tonight. What is going on? Toya said she never sits still. Why, do you think it may be?
Never, Toya. She never sits still. What is it?
Do y'all think she also might be like have a little bit of anxiety about
That
going
could
into the
be.
calls?
That could
like
be.
On a serious note, like, do you think she's experiencing some anxiety because she knows as soon as the visit ends within the next 48 to 72 hours,
we're all gonna see it?
Or whenever Phone Calls from Prison can get it, shout out to Phone Calls from Prison. Whenever Shay can get the calls, we're all going to see it.
But it's getting worse and more noticeable.
And on top of the stress of this whole situation. But she voluntarily chose to take on this situation. So she's doing it to herself.
And then she says, I look skinny. I look smaller. I need to do something. I look skinny. Yeah. And he said,
Because she
yeah.
Right.
He like, okay. Yeah, like, hell yeah. You look a mess.
And as much as she says she's not, she definitely goes back and watches all the Phone Calls from Prison videos.
Oh, for sure.
And she's critiquing herself. We know she reads the comments.
For sure.
So she's seeing what we're saying. And I think it just makes her more and more like insecure.
Yes.
And it makes her more anxious too.
Yes.
I think. And then she's trying to keep track of what to say and what not to say too. So I think it's just like a lot of moving pieces going on in her head.
As Ernesto said, they still listening to our calls. They still looking at the video. She said, yeah.
Yeah.
They still wearing my ass out.
Yeah. It is. X is too complicated said she reminds me of my ex, always keeping their head on the swivel while talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, girls.
It's something going on.
Yeah.
Toya said her hair looks a damn mess. I don't know why she tried that color on her hair.
I don't know what was up with that.
He ain't feeling it. He ain't. Hey, Cynthia. Let me see. X is too complicated said, don't forget Sammy. She's playing liar. Okay.
Yes.
I won't forget that. Queen Lily said, which is sad, no accomplishments. Toya said, I hope it's not drugs, allegedly.
I hope not either.
I hope not. I hope not either.
But she definitely, y'all know, but yeah, anybody that's my age, y'all know when that era came out, you know, with the experiencing, you know, different things. You know, you
crack.
I didn't want to say that.
Okay.
But people from my era, from my age.
And crack took over the 80s.
Then y'all know how people used to act. You be like, why you?
But we're not implying that about her.
No, we're
speaking
not.
in general.
We're speaking in general.
So be clear.
Yes, we're not implying that, but it just kind of puts you in the mind of some, it kind of, it took me there. When I watch her, it's like, what's going on? Why you bugging? We used to say, you bugging, you tripping. Y'all, girl, why you tripping? Be still.
And she may want to look into getting her some Lexapro or something to calm her nerves down when she go up there. Just calm.
Yeah, and then
or maybe take her some
and her eye
ashwagandha.
contact,
She want to go natural.
It's not short term. It's like she turns her head and she's talking. It's like her focus.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody that always has an opinion about other people, I expect better from her.
Better from her. And you know what? There are a lot of us. I was reading a study. There are quite a few of us, even like, especially like Black women, who have like undiagnosed like learning disabilities. Like maybe she might have ADD or ADHD. I don't know.
But she wasn't like that in the beginning.
Yeah, maybe it's the stress
worse.
and the anxiety.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is, and that'll do it too.
Because in the beginning, she was flirting with him and asking him to lick on her and choke her and spank her.
Maybe it's the pressure knowing you're being criticized and ridiculed. Yeah, maybe so. Just Me said, "Mama, you a mess." She said, "Yes," from the 80s. Glorious Love said, "Meth and crack look like that, allegedly." Queen Lily said, "She's all over the place. That stress is causing her to do stupid stuff, such as her hair color." Yeah, and she's bored too, and she's trying to find stuff to keep her mind off of this situation. But she should have never got her ass involved in this from the first place, because it's taking a huge toll on her. I don't think she can carry this weight like she thinks she can. And she's putting up a good fight, but it's taking a toll on her. Her nerves are bad, y'all.
And she's not controlling anything anymore.
Yeah.
You heard her say, well, things have died down. I really ain't got nothing to talk about. Then told her to sit her little narrow behind down and stay out of it. So she's not controlling the movement and the motion of his case.
And that causes even more anxiety and worry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're like, are they going to be able to handle it? If I'm not in control, are things going to get taken care of properly?
Right.
What's going to happen?
She ain't got her hand in the pot no more because they not letting her in no more.
Right. And I know that's probably real triggering for her.
And then she ain't got nothing to do. I mean, I hope she's just not staying, in her place all day and then 3 times a week running to see him.
It sounds like that's what she's doing. When she not going out to lunch with Manny Fresh.
And she enjoyed that lunch with Manny Fresh.
You know what? I think Sonia and Manny Fresh are trauma bonding.
Oh.
And I think that, Sonia in some way, she's able to find solace in Manny Fresh. And Manny Fresh is able to do the same in Sonia. And so I think that they're the only two who kind of understand each other and what each other is going through as it pertains to this saga, with their Nesto and Shirley. And they both are experiencing being, shunned and ridiculed, and in some instances rightfully so. And so I think they're trauma bonding more than anything. I don't think it's like a genuine relationship, but I think it's like, we're going through the same storm. And so she finally has somebody to talk to. And I know she said they talked about YSL at lunch and love, life, relationships. I'm sure Manny Fresh told her about how she left. What's the husband name? Ronald. And she in an apartment now with Dallas.
Wherever house, apartment, wherever she at with Dallas.
They in an apartment with Dallas. And how she working through that. And Sonia probably telling her what she going through, how she feeling with Nesto being locked up. And they talking about the YouTubers and the comments that people are making about them. So, they're able to connect and, kind of strategize. Okay, what documents is Manny going to get? All of that. What prayer she wants Sonya to pass along to Nesto. Just little stuff like that. So I think that's what that is. At least she has somebody besides Yvette to confide in.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very interesting if they fall out, what that's going to look like and what Manny Fresh will be willing to disclose.
Because supposedly Manny Fresh is trying to get away from this
Yeah.
and focus on YSL. Or at least that's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's trying
But
to
it's
do.
too late now. You've been too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a part of the story now.
Yeah.
Let me see. Glorious Love said, and PCP looks like that too, allegedly. Toya said her lack of eye contact and focus is concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Just Me said, is it not the reason why Sonia get a SSI check?
And then somebody also put in the comments that since she's allegedly getting a SSI check, allegedly, that she may be getting a voucher, Section 8 voucher, to be able to stay where she stays. I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, you can you can get Section 8 vouchers to live darn near anywhere, so long as the building or the property allows it. I know people who are on Section 8 and they stay in high rises. That's not uncommon, you know. It just depends on your situation, but I mean that's plausible, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's definitely getting some type of assistance though.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure.
Hey lady said head on a roll because devil is coming for his payment. That soul is due. Not the evil eye emoji. Karen Soto said, I heard a snippet of Ricky talking to Ebony and she said she went to see Nesto, not sure which arrest it was, but he allegedly had another lady there when Ebony came to see
That's
him.
what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, you is there anything else you want to say before we talk about?
That's it. Is there anything else you all want to know about this call? I'm done with it.
Well, I did want to talk about something. Okay, so when Nesto and Sonia were talking about, Nesto was asking Sonia, you know, how do you feel about the state of the world now? You know, when we were coming up, you only saw heterosexual relationships. But now when you turn on the TV, you see same-sex relationships, and what was once taboo when we were coming up is now socially acceptable. How do you feel like about that?
Was it taboo when you was coming up? It was definitely taboo when I was coming up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
How do I feel about
I'm talking about him. What he was saying to Sonia.
Sonia.
Yeah, how he was posing it to her. And she was talking about how she thought it was an agenda.
And a lot of people are saying that it's an agenda to what, stop the population from growing.
Yeah, Sonia said it's allegedly population control. They're pushing that agenda.
And you're asking me, well, that's absolutely not true, because that has been happening from the beginning of time, same-sex relationships. So we know that is not the case now. It's nothing new. It's more out in the open now. It's more acceptable now. When I was growing up, you didn't hear about it, and if you did, you didn't speak on it. I went to high school with girls that were, you know, they were in a relationship, but it was hush. We didn't talk about it, but we knew it, you know. I have family members. We didn't talk about it, but we knew it. So it's nothing new. So what Sonia's saying that all of a sudden it's coming out, it's getting more and more prominent. It's, as things evolve, things start to get, certain things start to grow and intense more as time goes on. And I think that's just the situation with this. Same-sex relationships, it's nothing new, y'all. They was doing that back in the biblical days. Okay?
And I also think that I think she's misinformed, obviously. And actually, our birth rates are declining, and the government, especially in governments like China and countries like China, they're encouraging women my age to get married and have kids because we're seeing globally a decline in the population. So it's actually the antithesis of what Sonia is saying. They actually want women to have kids. individuals that can give birth, they want them to have kids because the population is declining globally. And for example, in China, they actually have campaigns targeting young women where they're basically telling young women that, if they get past a certain age and they're still unmarried and they still don't have children, they're essentially not a real woman. And so countries like China, they're getting really aggressive, about encouraging women to see the value in getting married and having kids, because a lot of the women over there, like here in the US, we're getting educated, we're prioritizing living life on our own terms, our career, and we're putting a lot more thought into our family planning, and if we even want to have kids or not. And so I just think that was another point where she was misinformed and listening to that right-wing rhetoric, and I feel like, if she's so big on these conspiracy theories, her and Nesto, why don't you guys think that, do you not think it's a part of the agenda, the negative agenda to disenfranchise or negatively impact us as Black people, to not be in the lives of your children, or to have children outside of marriage, or to be in and out of prison? Do you not think that's also playing into the agenda? So I just don't understand why they're so fixated and obsessed with homosexuality, but he doesn't see anything wrong with being a career criminal. I mean, essentially, you are playing into the plan that was set up to keep you down as a Black man.
Allegedly scamming,
You're feeding into the stereotype of being a criminal, dishonest, no integrity. You're estranged from your children. You have multiple children by multiple women, and some of them are out of wedlock, and you don't even have a relationship with them. Do you not think that's not an issue? You've been accused of SA and CP.
Allegedly. Do
you not see how that impacts your community, the Black community? So I just don't understand.
And shout out to Shay for
why that's not of concern to them. Like, you don't think that you're playing into the agenda or the stereotype or the plan that's been set up to, quote unquote,
because I don't think he did
the system
wrong.
That's been set up in efforts to hope that we fail. I mean, you're playing into that agenda. You're in the prison system, so you don't understand that that's prison, that pipeline. You've played into that trap. So I don't know.
Shout out to Shay for when Sonia goes on her tangent, her political tangent. She sounds it out. She
fast forwards through it.
She fast forwards through it.
Now let me ask y'all this.
I love that, because we don't want to hear her opinion.
And let me ask y'all this. Who is Biden? Who the hell is Biden? Who is Biden, y'all? I know who Biden is, but who is Biden?
You heard it.
Okay, I just don't get that. He's fixated on this one subset, this rehearsed talking point, but he's not paying attention to anything else. Like, look into the other aspects of your life that you quote unquote believe the government has designed so that you will fail. Look how you easily played into it and walked into the trap that they set up for you to fail.
Say it again. And we don't, and that's a good
Why don't
point,
you realize
Samantha.
that?
And we don't even realize that it's a setup. It's a trap.
And you fall into it every time.
And it's a trap for our Black men more
and
so.
Women.
And women, but more so our Black men. It's a trap. It's a trap. It is. And he fell, especially from the era that he comes from. My era is when it all started. When they started to set the Black man up, to get him away from his family. And he fell right into it.
I got a bone to pick about that too. That whole welfare thing, when they say it was set up to
I
keep
saw
the Black
your face.
man
I
from
knew
the
it was
family.
coming. Did y'all see that face?
I'm not saying that didn't happen in some instances. I've seen different documentaries.
Claudine?
We saw it with the
Y'all, we got a review on our channel. Our favorite movie is Claudine. Y'all go watch our review on that. We got high numbers on that video.
with the late great Diane Carroll.
Yeah,
Just a
that's
side note.
my movie. She said,
Soundtrack by
man.
Gladys Knight in the
I
Pit.
need a man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite 70s
Yes.
cult classic movies, Claudine. Shout out to Diane Carroll and James Earl Lee Jones. I think yes.
We did
Legends.
a review on that movie.
But here's my thing with this whole welfare was set up to keep the black men out of the home. And some people may not agree, and this may be triggering or controversial, but some of y'all daddies was never in the house to begin with, and they never had any
now wait a
staying
minute.
in the house.
Now wait a minute now.
And I really hate when
Some of their daddies needed to leave. And some of the mamas wouldn't let them leave.
Let me finish my point, okay? I'm not saying that wasn't the case for some people with welfare. I've seen documentaries about it. I get it. I'm not refuting that. But some of these folks, y'all daddy was already gone before welfare got involved. Some people, they mamas were messing with married men. Okay? And their father, who was married and had already had a family of his own, never had any intention of sticking around.
Y'all hit the like.
Yes, their father never had any intention of being in the household to raise them. He was just looking to have a good time. Back in the day, I think they used to call it looking to get some trim. And he was going to do his thing and go on about his business. He was never going to be in the household in the first place for welfare to come in and kick him out.
Looking West Smith.
He was looking to get some trim. When the welfare lady or the welfare man was doing their house visit, he was never going to be in the house to begin with. He was never going to stick around. So there was never an opportunity to push him out or make him feel less than. Because some of us...
So he didn't have good intentions from the beginning.
No, some of us are products. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know we have family members who have had kids by married men. And the child grows up not knowing the father because he has his own, or he knows who the father is, but the child grows up rarely seeing the father because he already has a family to take care of that he is providing for. And he never had any intention of leaving his wife. That's very common. I'm raising my hand. I have family members who have had children by married men. You know, that's between them and God. You know, I'm not judging them, but that was just the reality of the situation. And I know that it makes us all feel better to say, oh, it was welfare kicked us out.
It was the white man.
And for some instances, that may have been true.
And it was in a lot of
I'm not negating. Samantha. I know that. I'm not negating that. But in some instances...
So Mama gonna have to agree to disagree with you on this. Okay, we gonna.
Okay,
y'all. We don't always agree. And this how we talk, y'all, off camera. So you all get the real and the raw with us.
I'm not saying that was the case 100% of the time, but I'm saying there are some instances where your daddy was never gonna stick around in the first place, and I think we need to be a little bit more honest about that.
Okay, so
I think it makes us feel good to say it was welfare, but it was like, truth be told, your daddy never had any intention of being there for you, let alone your mom.
Maybe he wanted to stay,
and it's hurtful, but it's true.
But he didn't. He felt like that he wouldn't be able to provide for his family
because he already had a family. He couldn't maintain 2 households. That did happen in some instances.
But maybe that if that situation didn't, let's say that's not the case, that he had another family. A lot of men felt like that they could not provide for their families.
And that's valid.
So they felt like that if they would leave the household, the white man could provide better for their family.
The government. And that's valid. And I'm sure some men did feel that way. And I'm sure it was very painful and hurtful for them to leave their family. But there also is a subsection or subgroup of men who...
Statistical. We talking statistics.
There is a subgroup of men who were never going to stick around in the first place. They was just looking to get in, get out, like a sneaky link. They already had their family that they were providing for and protecting for. They didn't have the resources to take care of 2 families at the same time. Or hell, maybe their wife wasn't having it. He was never going to stick around in the first place.
Let's see what our people say.
I mean, there are instances where that happen. Y'all know we got family members. We got aunties, great aunties. Hell, probably some even my grandmothers had some of our siblings or our aunts and uncles by married men. You just kept it on the low. You didn't say anything about it. You for the sake of not being publicly shamed, you just raised your children to the best of your ability. Whether you work 2, 3 jobs or if you use government assistance, and you just handled your business, and it was what it was. Mm-hmm. But we can't negate the fact that people weren't having children by people who were married and keeping it a secret. Mm-hmm. Or acting like those children didn't even exist so they could maintain their nucleus family on the other side of town. It happens.
It happens.
It happens. You know? It happens. Let me see. Oh, we real behind on the comments. Let me see. Yeah, Karen talked about that video that Nyla put up. Shout outs to Nyla. She put up a 5-minute video.
Welcome back, Nyla.
Yes, she put up a 5-minute video basically talking about it's like a little segment or clip from Ebony Steele on the Ricky Smiley morning show, excuse me. And she was telling a story how when she was dating Ernesto, she went up to the jail to visit him, and there was another woman that had already signed in on the visitation log maybe 10-15 minutes before she got there to visit Ernesto. So when she went to go visit Ernesto, she said that they could have at least 3 visitors at a time, like per visit, 3 people per visit. Mm-hmm. And so when she was walking up to, sit down at the chair and talk to him, another woman was already there. Mm-hmm. And they was caked up and talking, and the lady was asking her, like, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, what's going on? And she's like, you know what I'm doing here. And the little girl was like, I don't understand. Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. And so then she tells Ernesto, can I talk to you? Like, what's going on? He's basically trying to sweet talk her and play it off. Mm-hmm. And Nyla was saying that after that incident, Ernesto, when he got out of, I guess he was in prison at that time. Well, basically when he got out, when he was released from his incarceration, mm-hmm. he went to Ebony's home and was able to stay with her and get back on his feet. Mm-hmm. And then from there, Ebony knows Panay. Panay was doing Ebony hair, and when he would go to the salon with Ebony and wait on her while she would get her hair done, I guess Shirley was in the salon too. Mm-hmm. And that's how Panay was able to introduce him to Shirley, and the rest is history. But basically, Nyla was sharing that to say this is a pattern with Ernesto. He, finds his next alleged, I won't even say victim, because the writing is on the wall for these women, a lot of them. In this instance, at least. The red flags were there for Ebony, even though what he did was wrong, but it was in her face. Mm-hmm. But basically, he hooks up with women when he's locked up, moves in with them, and then once he finds something that he feels is a better fit for him, he jumps ship and goes on to the next woman for his next come up. But that was just a quick story time that Ebony told. I ain't like the way Ricky was laughing at Ebony, though. He always thinks somebody else's life is a joke. But maybe that's me being sensitive. Let me see. I'm just getting caught up in the comments. Just Me said, I thought she had some mental trauma because she got SHOT long time ago. Yeah, I think probably some PTSD, just me. Cass said, at Karen, Ebony went to see Nesto, so he was locked up when she was with him too. Yes. Yeah. Natasha said, Manny Fresh and Boney both look like they better than the other whole trauma bonds. Exes too complicated said, I think that's just the way she is. Remember in her 20s, she stayed in and out of jail and she thought that was normal. Toya said, hey guys, make sure you hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button, y'all. Just Me said, yes, Ebony saw Nesto back at one time and ran into Shirley at the jail.
It was Shirley?
So I didn't know it was exactly Shirley. Okay.
So it was, and that's what I said, who was it? Because she never said who it was. Mm-mm. But that makes sense because Ricky Smiley is messy.
Very.
Ricky Smiley is messy, so he encouraged Ebony to tell this story, and all in the back of our minds, we thinking it was Shirley. So
Rainy Cass said, IS knows he ain't getting out as well.
Exactly.
Extra 2 Complicated said, yes, Sammy. Toya said, deep down, Sonia knows he is not getting out, but she is trying to prove the bloggers wrong and is stressing her the fuck out. Precy said, I'm kind of surprised Steve Harvey hasn't had her back a little more. Yeah, Steve wants no parts of this trifling ghetto shenanigans. Queen Lily said she mentioned that to Nesto about how she got that apartment assistance. So she did.
Oh, she
okay,
did.
Thanks for confirming.
Okay.
She said, trust me, one of those ladies writing has been to visit him. Just Me said, it sounds like Shirley was a side chick when Ebony and Nesto was together back then. Just my opinion. Cass says Sonia needs to take her red state conspiracy theory somewhere and sit all the way down. Toya said homosexuality has existed for years, though.
Yeah.
Natasha said, at Queen Lily, I agree. Nesto got several prison boos. Toya said Sonia needs to educate herself before speaking on these topics instead of repeating things that she's heard.
Yeah.
Precy said, damn, fair play to you, mods. You on point with the removing some of these stupid comments, yes.
Yeah,
Natasha,
we have excellent mods over here, so don't play in our chat, because they will cut you off.
yeah. Natasha said they need to teach men how to be husbands. Yeah. I think what's wrong with us as a community, not wrong with us, but just something that we're lacking is, to your point, Natasha, we need more rites of passage. Like, I know in certain, like, subset communities we have it, but I think we need to have more rites of passage for both young girls and young boys, because neither side know what we doing. You know, for the young girls and the young boys, we can't just put it all on the young men. It's the young girls too. Queen Lily said he's DL in my opinion. Okay, Queen Lily ain't playing. She calling everything a trade. She is not playing. Queen Lily, we've been in Atlanta too long because we looking at everything like trade. We is not playing. We is not playing.
That's that ATL turn, Queen Lily.
You got to stay woke. I'm here for the show. Said, hey, beautiful ladies. Hey, I'm here for the show.
Good to see you.
Cass said, at Queen Lily, LOL. If he's not yet, he will be soon. Toya said, I thought the same thing, Queen Lily. I'm here for the show. Said they both play into the negative roles that folks associate with us. Queen Lily is responding to Toya and Cash. She said, yep. I'm here for the show. Said I do not buy into the setup. Queen Lily said, okay. Glorious Love said, love Claudine, yes. And the soundtrack is Chef's Kiss with Gladys Knight in the
We
Pits.
enjoyed doing that review. Y'all go back and watch it.
Toya said, I get irritated when he says that he is being set up. I do too. I am here for the show. Said my mom and daddy are my role models, and they are the standard that I used to define my behavior. Priestley said, James Earl Jones will always be.
Yes.
Mufasa for me from Lion King, legendary voice. Yes. Queen Lily said, Queen, yes, Fifi, some needed to leave.
Yes.
Natasha said, you should not be on welfare if you have a man. You shouldn't. You said that, Natasha.
You said it.
I don't know. Such is tough. Cass said, no woman would trade being on the system for a good man in the home handling business. If she was on the system, the man wasn't crap. But that's the narrative that they push, that you know, black women allegedly worked in tandem with the government to push them out of the home, and that we are partially to blame. That's what they say, Cass.
And some women literally
we chose the government over them.
Right. Some women literally said, baby, you go so I can get this assistance for me and the kids, and you just come by the house and get what you need on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, and then you got to go.
I've heard of people saying that.
Yes.
I've heard of men tell stories about dating women who were on Section 8 and how they would have to sneak in at night to sleep with the woman because, you know, if people saw a man in the home, they would, you know, report them.
Like on Claudine, she couldn't even have a toaster.
No.
She had to take all the appliances out of her place when the welfare lady came to do a check.
Which is like counterproductive because you're giving them assistance.
Because that would indicate a man was there buying or something.
Right, which is counterproductive because you're giving them assistance to help them, you know, bring them up to living at a basic standard level so they can live, you know, have basic human decency and have what they need, which is their right. But then you want to penalize them for having something as small as a toaster to try to bring in some level of conveniency to their life. You want to demonize them for that, which is just absurd to me. I just don't understand that. Gloria's Love said, my mom and dad were in the home. They set the standard that you stick together and raise your kids.
Yes.
All right. I'm here for the show said, preach. There are many grandmothers and great grandmothers who have never been married but got 12 kids by about 8 different men. But she got old and saved, and we do not question her. Thank you. I'm going to read that again. Thank you. I am here for the show, know what I'm talking about. I'm here for the show, know what I'm talking about.
And we be wondering, when did she get saved? Because back in the, we say back in her day, she was.
We all have great aunties and grandmothers. That's true. I'm gonna read it one more time. That's so true. It's true, and we need to talk about it. I'm here for the show said, preach. There are many grandmothers and great grandmothers who have never been married but got 12 kids by about 8 different men, but she got old and saved, and we do not question her. And that's what they did back in the day. They would be promiscuous in their younger years, and then they would get tired, be, udded out, and then they get a life over to God, which is, hey, who are we to judge? You get tired and you want to give your life over to God and be in the church full time, that's your business. We all live and learn, and the whole goal for us being here on earth is to learn and grow and evolve. And that's what some of them did. They left their hoish ways in their youth, and they got closer to God as they got older, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we can't ignore the fact that some of our elders, they were out here. They were out here, and not all of them were married. Not all of them knew who the father of their children were. And that's not in efforts to demonize them, because a lot of our elders were going through a lot. We think it's tough on us now. They were going through much more. You know what I mean?
Because they didn't have all the resources.
Right. And so I do want to honor them and humanize them, because we're all humans and we're all learning. And I don't want to shun them because I'm standing on their shoulders. So I never want to disrespect them or dishonor them. But I it's okay to call a thing, but I want to make sure I'm doing it respectfully. So I hope I'm conveying that to y'all and saying that, because I would never want to disrespect my elders or my ancestors.
We honor our ancestors.
Absolutely. But I'll raise my hand and say I do have some ancestors like that lived that life. That was their experience. But I still love them, and I still honor them, and I still thank God for them and still respect them. They're human, and they had to learn. Some of them didn't know any better. Especially the ones that was from the country. For those of us got ancestors, from the deep country, where that's pretty much all they did was be in the fields and hunch. So you just gotta kind of think about stuff.
But my problem is with women like that have that background, they have a tendency to later on in life try to shame younger women.
That's true.
And I think that's wrong. I think that we should not. I would never shame my millennial. I would tell my millennial my experience, so they won't have to experience what I've gone through, because experience don't always have to be your teacher. You can listen to somebody and not go through what I have gone through. So that's what I tell my millennials and young women before me. But I don't shun them for the mistakes that they make, because I think that it kind of makes them feel like that, they're not supposed to make mistakes. And we know that's not true. We know that we are going to make mistakes in life, but we have to grow from them and learn from them. So instead of shunning them, let them know that you are going to make mistakes. And let me share my experience with you, so you don't make the same mistake that I made.
And it humanizes you.
Right.
And instead of you sitting on this pedestal like, I'm the elder and you do what I tell you to do and I'm looking down on you. Because if you want the young folks to listen to you, then sometimes you have to meet them at their level and share your life experiences, so they can see you not just as big mama or mama, but they can get to know you, who was big mama or mama as a woman. And that's one of the beautiful experiences that I thank God. When my grandmother was living, I got to sit and have conversations with her about who she was as a woman. So I knew her who as my grandmother. But in sitting and conversing with her, I got to learn who she was as a woman and what she went through when she was my age and what her experiences were and how she felt about things and what her perspective was. And so I was able to see her in a different light. And I feel like we need to have, and I've been able to do the same with my mom, hence us having this channel, this show. And I just think we need to do that more with each other and in our communities, instead of just being like, I'm the adult, I'm the elder, do as I say. When you try to impart wisdom and knowledge to young people, and I know sometimes they're not receptive to it, but for the ones who are receptive to it, try to share your life experiences, not from a way where you're scolding them or patronizing them or you're chastising them or you're coming off condescending, but just talk to them, woman to woman or man to man, so that you'll be more relatable.
Right. And with that being said, all of my service providers, my nails, my hair, my lashes, they're all millennial. They're all young women.
Gen Zs.
Gen Zs. And when we go, we talk, and they share things, what's going on, and I share my story, and I try to encourage them and let them know that, baby, what you going through ain't nothing new up under the sun. Miss Felicia been through it too. It's just a different time. It's just a different time. It's nothing new. You will get through it. It will be okay. It's not the end all be all. You trust me, you will look back on this 5 years from now and be like, Miss Felicia was right. I made it through. So when I talk to my younger people, I don't, like Samantha said, I don't make it seem like that I know everything and that I've conquered all experiences in life, and it was easy for me. I let them know that I too have been through some things, just like you are experiencing things. But a lot of times I didn't have someone before me to tell me about the same experiences, because the women from when I was growing up, we didn't talk about different experiences. It was a hush hush. It was just certain things you didn't talk about. Okay, they didn't share certain things. So all the experience I had to experience, because we just didn't have those conversations. But now things have changed, and as a Gen X, I can talk to my millennials and my young people about different experiences and help them on their way and share things with them, and so they won't have to go through what I went through. But I didn't have someone before me to actually sit down and talk to me, because you just didn't talk about certain things. That's just the way it was. They just didn't talk about certain things. I mean, if it came up, if it happened, then you talked about it. But there was, and then sometime when it happened and you talked about it, you were made to feel like, ooh, you made a big mistake, and don't you do that no more. That's the way, it was brought to you, instead of saying, baby, you made a mistake. It's okay. You're going to get through it. Next time you do this. And that's my approach with my millennials. That's how I approach them. And then just having somebody to listen to you. I think that's important, because like I said, back in my day, you didn't have anybody to listen to you. You stayed in your place. It was a place that you stayed in.
You were seen, not heard.
Seen, not heard. And if you said certain things and if you talked about certain things, you were being disrespectful. And that's just the way it was.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I just thought about something. Do you think, because some people will argue, with my generation, millennials and Gen Zs, that we have completely removed shame, and that in some instances shame can be healthy, and that we've gotten too lackadaisical, whether it be us, at spring break twerking on a car down in Miami, or walking around darn near naked in the grocery store or somewhere. Some people will argue maybe we do need to bring shame back in some instances. Like, some people may bring up, a lot of people are very triggered by Sexy Red. Shout out to Sexy Red. And they feel like her antics, or Sukiana, shout out to Sukiana, they have no shame, and that maybe we do need to bring back shame, because it's getting too out of hand with the way we present ourselves. publicly.
I think perception is everything.
And maybe a little bit of shame isn't so bad. Maybe we do need to bring it back a little bit because we're too accepting now and go with the flow and just allow anything. What do y'all think about that?
I think we need to bring back the shame. Sometimes when I see young women and just the way they carry, and this is just my upbringing from and you know, when you're brought up a certain way, I know for a long time, you know, I'll go with, you know, like wearing pantyhose and wearing proper undergarments, shapewear.
Baby, I stay wearing shapewear, and my waist, and I'm unbig in my bed.
You know, it's just I taught my millennial, you wear proper undergarments with your coat.
You don't want your booty jiggling in your dress.
I can remember my aunt, as we were going to church, one thing that she taught us, she said, when you go out in public, she said, I don't care what you have on, you put on some shapes. They call them girdles. She said it makes you look neater, it makes your clothes look nicer, and it smooths you out. And I never forgot that. And being young, we used to wear pantyhose. And so, you know, when I moved to the South and in the summertime, I was like, these pantyhose, it's too hot for pantyhose, you know. So I eventually, gradually, you know, moved away from that. But if I go in certain environments now, I'm gonna go get me a pair of Hanes pantyhose. That's just what it is. You know, I'm gonna put, you know, just from being taught that. But I don't think our young women are being taught properly. My opinion, my properly, whatever my properly is to present themselves in a certain way. Sometimes when I go out and I see young women, I'm kind of ashamed for them, especially when I see them with their bonnets on and their pajamas on and their house shoes on, and they look like they just got out of bed. You know, I don't know. I don't blame them because I don't know what they were taught. I don't know what their mom taught them or what they saw their mom taught.
Or what their mama didn't
or
teach
what
them.
their mom didn't teach them.
You don't know if they going through a depression.
I don't know, right. I
nothing.
don't know what they're going through. So I don't really blame them, but I do feel a little bit uncomfortable for them because it's not the way we should represent ourselves when we're out in public. And that's just my opinion, y'all. That's just my opinion. And you know, if I was asked, and I've worked around a lot of young people, you know, I interact with them, I get along with them. Like I said, all of my service providers are young women, and they love me to death. They call me Miss Felicia. They love me to death. And we talk, and we share different things. And, you know, they respect my opinion. I talk to them, I would tell them just like I tell my child, you know. I don't impose myself on them, but if they ask me, I tell them the truth. And I think that as you know, mature women our age, I think that we should be able to give some type of insight because a lot of women just don't have the guidance. They don't have that guidance, you know. They don't have that structure, that mother, their auntie, you know, that big sister. And some of them are yearning for that. You will be surprised. Some of them are yearning for that guidance that they don't have. So I don't always think, you know, instantly when I see a young person like that, I don't think bad of them. I just think, well, maybe they don't know any better. And they hadn't had anybody to tell them any better. Because we know perception is everything.
And maybe sometimes they just don't give a damn.
And sometimes, you, like you said, you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
So should we bring shame back? I think times have changed and people are going through a lot. And I think to shame or shun somebody and you really don't know the situation could make things worse.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what Sixty read and been through. But to me, she ain't no different from what Millie Jackson used to say back in the day. That's just y'all Millie Jackson.
Okay. All right.
That's my opinion.
All right. Let's see. Toya said, very interesting perspective, Sammy. I'm here for the show. Said, my family was never on welfare, so my grandfather could not be replaced. Queen Lily said, true, Sammy, and some children hold it against their mom. It's not of her doing. Prissy said, I'm white, and I have quite a few Jamaican and Black English friends, and I've seen it firsthand out here. The treatment is by far worse. Makes me so angry.
Oh.
Gloria's Love said, it's a close your legs to married men thing.
Yes.
Carolyn J said, Sammy, 100% facts. I'm here for the show said, I love me some Ebony Steele. She keeps it real. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
And that took a lot of courage for Ebony to
say that.
to tell that story and hold it together and laugh at it, because Nesto stay playing in a woman's face. If Nesto ain't gonna do nothing else, he gonna talk about how he a man, and he gonna play in a woman's face. Two things.
And they allow him to play in their face.
Because he definitely was playing in Ebony's face. How you gonna know I'm coming to visit you, and then you have a woman already in my seat visiting you, and then when I press you about it, you want to act like you don't know what's going on. Hey, baby. Toya said that segment was funny, and Ricky asking her questions made it more entertaining. With his messy, old messy queen, allegedly. I'm here for the show said, Panay used to do my hair back in the day when her shop was off Flat Shoals Parkway.
Okay.
She said it was not Shirley she saw at the jail. Okay.
Okay, it wasn't Shirley.
So I'm here for the show said it was not Shirley that Ebony saw at the jail. Okay. It was a different girl. Okay. Let's see. Toya said I'm here for the show. Oh wow. Greg said, hey ladies, y'all know Nasty Nestle a pimp. The orange jumpsuit was gone. Yes. That's what Ebony said. She said when she kept pressing him about it, he just got up and left. Cass said, y'all know that wasn't Shirley down at the jailhouse. Come on. Bridget said, I just can't imagine Sister Shirley down at the jailhouse. Toya said, I don't think it was Shirley. Shirley is a public figure, and she would never be seen down at the jail because that's not her life. X is too complicated said, Ricky was like that in high school. Same high school, so he been messy all his life.
So he's been messy.
So we got
stirring up.
So we got a lot of people in our chat that know the folk. I love this.
Yeah, we have good supporters. We have good people who support us. Knowledgeable people.
Now, thank you for that. X is too complicated.
And we appreciate you all.
X is too complicated. So he been messy. X is too complicated. Went to school with him. So messy queen. It's giving messy queen. Allegedly. I love the mess though. I love it. But it's messy.
Why you keep calling that man messy queen?
It's messy queen.
And I can see it little narrow behind Edge and Ebony all trying to get her to say stuff.
Messy.
Oh, he messy. And he know all this going on.
Yeah. And Kareem, why do you think he can read?
And he friends with Shirley.
They all cool.
Oh, Lord.
Peppermint Patty said, I thought the other woman was Shirley when she said, I don't understand. Apparently she not. I'm here for the show said, Sonia probably has not even gotten her rights restored to vote. She needs to shut all the way up before someone pulls her voter records. FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Let me see. Greg said, ladies, that is not the timeline. Ebony has not been on Ricky's show in a long time. That story was not told because of Nesto being in jail this time. It was an old story. It was an old clip. I got you. Thank you, Greg. Queen Lily said, yes, ma'am, queens. Brandy Oldman said, love your vids. Thank you. V said, just found your channel. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brandy said, yes, queen slay. Toya said, at Greg, it was an old clip. Ebony was dating Nesta while she was still working for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Right. I figured it was an older clip. I knew it wasn't like present day.
Recent.
Precy said, you both speak a lot of truth and it's healthy to agree to disagree. Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. We do it a lot. And that's actually how this channel got started, us talking.
Yeah.
And she was like, Mom, you want to start a YouTube channel? I was like, yeah, okay.
They Call Me Mo said, Nestle thought Sonia was his next come up based on her lies of having businesses and coming from money. The scammer got scammed. Absolutely. It ain't what he thought it was. Toya said, They Call Me Mo. Yep, he thought Sonia had more going on than she actually did.
Yep.
Let me see. X is too complicated said, agree. She's agreeing with They Call Me Mo. Glorious Love said, funny, you said that I am the person in my family that does the ancestry search, and I tell you, I can't figure out what my great grandmother was up to with 2 sets of kids of different last names.
Just leave it alone, Glorious.
Just leave it alone,
Leave it
Glorious
alone,
Love.
Glorious. Sometimes you just gotta leave it alone.
Just leave it in God's hand, Glorious Love. Grandma was living her life. She was going through some things. We just gonna hold space for the ancestors. They were human too, y'all. We gonna respect them.
She said, I can't figure it out.
Don't stress yourself out about it, Glorious Love. Don't stress yourself out. Priesty said, I'll never forget the day when my best friend took me to church, neglected to tell me it was a Jamaican church. Never experienced a preacher like that before. It was amazing. Oh, nice. I'm here for the show said, but the kids witnessed their actions when they were young and took on their ways.
Yeah.
But mama saved now, and the grandkids are like, why y'all treating grandma wrong? Because they don't know the history. Yeah. That's another issue. A lot of us don't know our family history.
Don't know your people.
It's not getting passed down like it used to.
Because they're ashamed to have the conversations with the young people, because they don't want the young people to see them in a different light.
Those secrets to come out.
Right, the secrets will come out. And not knowing that if you know your pathology and your DNA and where you come from and the family secrets, it will help you on your way. I'm telling you, because you'll realize why, oh, okay, I'm going through this. I'm experiencing this because back in the day, such and such happened. Mm-hmm. And you'll know what to do to cut it off for the next generation.
Right. Let me see. Peppermint Patty said, I thought one of my mother's sisters and her husband were the perfect couple for years. 2 a.m. I'm putting her out. You know?
Yeah.
I'm here for the show. Said I think that elders need to be transparent. It is important to know your parents' story so you can see them as a human and flawed. Stop acting high and mighty.
Yes.
I'm here for the show. Said Fifi, love your bob.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She got that. I think Nesta would like this hair. Y'all think Nesta would like this hair?
So messy.
I think Nesta would like this. This pretty hair. This pretty hair right here. I like that pretty hair, that blonde. I like that hair. It make you look young. I like that hair. Nesta, Sonia, this what you need to get.
Stop being messy.
What's up from Miami, Liberty City? All right, what's up? I'm here for the show. Said my mom says, baby, you cannot slick the slicker. I have done it all. I love her for that.
Yes.
Toya said,
ain't nothing new out here. These young people think what they doing is new. Nothing new up under the sun. It's just a different time. It's been done before. My mama used to tell me that ain't nothing new. It's been done before. Ain't nothing new up under the sun, y'all. Yeah. Nothing.
Toya said, I wish there were more conversations and teaching from the elders instead of judgment.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here for the shows agreeing with Toya. Wise Up 786 said, tough Gen X from Miami.
Yes.
All right, he from the Yams. MIAO. Glorious Love said, it's more about self-respect than shame.
Yes.
Cass said, I don't think we need to bring back shame. Just teach women how to respect themselves. Shame only teaches you silence when you need to speak up. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Woo! That's profound right there, Cass.
Yeah. Wise Up 786 said, parents now don't teach self-respect and dignity.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that why Nesto complaining about these young boys in that jail?
Remember when he said that?
Remember when Ernesto was complaining about the young men that he's locked up with and how they just laugh and cut a fool and fight and argue, just talk about a bunch of nonsense, and they do and say anything.
And they definitely not looking at him as no role model.
No.
So what can Nesto tell?
How they shoot and kill and they just
a young
loose
man
and wild.
from his past. What can he tell a young man from his past? What can he tell a young man?
Impart on a younger man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Don't get caught.
Pretty much.
I'm here for the show. Said, I think those ladies are horrible, but I think I am looking through the eyes of my generation. My mom said some of the same stuff about me and my crew when we were young. Part of being young is rebellion. Okay, she's talking about Sexy Red and Sukiana. Gloria's Love said, you better wear a slip back in the day.
Yes.
No booty jiggling in the dress.
Mm-mm.
Peppermint Patty said, I agree, Fifi, but my talk would be too long. X is too complicated said, you better wear a slip, girdle, and pantyhose.
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all sticklers about that. Wise Up 786 said, if the parents wasn't taught, how can they teach?
Exactly.
I'm here for the show said, I do not even own a slip, but I was required to wear one as a child. I do know how to dress accordingly to my destination. Folks dress sexy 24/7 now, even going to their kids' school.
Yes.
LSW Smile, hey, how you been?
Hey.
My grandma was born in 1933 and never went out without a girdle when I was young. I always wore stockings and a slip to church.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how our grandmothers dress. My grandmother.
Because Nesto said we ain't got those good loving grandmas no more
Well,
that
like-
you can come to their house get something good to eat. Nesto say them days is gone. We ain't got them kind of grandmas no more. That's what Nesto said.
And that's a good point. You see how Nesto is talking about the grandmothers? When I was growing up, my grandmother wore her little hat. She had on a dress. She didn't wear pants. And she was always dressed. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, just like Samantha spent a lot of time with my mother. When she talks about her grandmother that passed, that was my mother. And I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. Although my grandmother had a bunch of grandkids.
Your mother's mother.
My mother, yeah. My mother's mother had a bunch of grandkids, great grandkids. My grandmother had 20 kids. So it was a bunch of us. And she had a relationship with each one of her grandchildren. She had a certain type of relationship. So we all had a relationship with her, and we all spent time with her. But I spent a lot of time with her in my 20s. I was actually like her. I would pick my grandmother up and take her grocery shopping. And I can remember to this day picking her up and her coming out of, me going to her apartment and she opening up the door and her fully dressed with a hat, with her dress on, with her stockings. And I'm talking about stockings, the ones that you would wrap around the top of your knee and put a knot in them. Ooh. And she would have her shoes on and she would be ready to go. And she would be dressed, primmed, and propered and carried herself in a certain way. That's the kind of grandmother I had. And she did not play. My grandmother could look at us. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so we all went to church. We all grew up in the church. My grandmother could look, and this is the kind of grandmothers that we don't have anymore. My grandmother could look at us, me and my cousins. We could be in church snickering and grinning, and when we should have been paying attention, she would look over at us, and that's all she needed to do, and we would get complete silence. And that's the type of grandmother that Ernesto is talking about. Those grandmothers they
transitioning.
Yes. Yes. And I think
it's a new age.
I think so. It's because we stopped teaching. We've gotten too lax in our teaching and in our raising our children and instilling certain things in them because of society, the pressure society has put on us to live a certain lifestyle, to have things. We're more focused on things than we are on rearing our children in a proper way. Sometimes I often say when I see some young people, and not to judge them, but when we was raised, when you walk into a room, you spoke. That's how I was raised. When I got up in the morning, you said good morning. When I came home from school, my mother was always there. When I walked in the house, I said, hey, good evening. That was just the way we were raised. Now I notice with young people, some, not all, they don't speak. And I be thinking to myself, some of these young people act like they've been raised by a pack of wolves. That's because we are so focused on the nice house, the nice car, the designer. We're so focused on giving our kids the Jordans and all the expensive shoes.
And just wanting to give them what we didn't have.
Just wanting
as a way to show our love.
And that's fine, but you still need to instill in them proper values and how to present themselves, and you know, and how to interact with people, social skills. A lot of our young people don't have social skills. They don't know how to interact, you know.
Technology is hindering that.
Right.
Social media's
Right.
causing that.
And I'm just talking about the basic things that we got when we, you know, when I was raised, just the basic things, you know.
We got a lot of iPad babies.
A lot of iPad
But
babies.
we was in the TJ Maxx side. No, I'm gonna let you finish. Cause y'all know I love TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross.
We stay there.
That's my trifecta. That's the holy grail for the shopping for me. But anyway, we was in the TJ Maxx and we saw this little 1-year-old baby in her stroller on her iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I said, not you not being able to talk, but you know how to work that iPad.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna impact her communication skills.
And I mean,
Her
baby,
cognitive skill, baby. She
was in the stroller. She had her leg kicked up
with
on
the passy in her mouth.
with a passy in her mouth, hitting that phone, getting it. So that's what we're more so focused, instead of giving our kids life skills, soft life skills, how to interact, you know, how to present ourselves. A lot of our kids being in, you know, in the you know, corporate America, I see a lot of our kids come to interviews and they don't know how to dress when they come to interviews. They don't know how to conduct themselves in an interview. Just social life skills, basic skills we still need to keep in place for our young people, because giving them everything is just not cutting it. It's just not cutting it. And you know, and then, you know, I notice a lot of them will say, you know, I'm having difficulty, you know, on my job, or I'm having difficulty with my man, because they don't have the basic social skills or communicational skills to express themselves. They get so emotional.
I think that's a valid point too, but I also think, especially with Gen Z, which is the generation under me, we tired of folks telling us what to do on these jobs. You're
gonna always have somebody tell you what to do unless you work for yourself. That's just how it is.
I know, that's life. There's always going to be somebody to tell you what to do. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you got to answer to somebody.
Right.
That's just reality. But a lot of them are like, I want to pave my own way. And if this job is not serving me, I don't like the vibe. You know, they're big on the vibe. But
you still
they
gotta
don't want to
have,
work the job anymore. They want to go somewhere
even
else.
as an entrepreneur,
And they don't want to work long hours. They want to work on
know,
their own terms now.
You still have to know how to interact and communicate. I don't care what you do in life. You still have to be able to interact and have social skills.
That's true.
You cannot walk in a room with your head down and say, "What's up?"
Okay, you got a valid point. What's
up?
I'm just talking
What's up?
I agree.
Bruh. What's up, bruh?
They love that bruh. Baby, they gonna bruh you to death.
What's up, bruh?
Bruh and
you
bro.
You cannot go down there to the Bank of America if you are an entrepreneur and ask for them folk to give you a loan, going in there talking to the loan officer, talking about, "What's up, bruh?"
Now, you might be able to get away with it down at Citizens Trust, but I don't know.
We're not going to do our African American bank like that.
It was a joke. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all. I'm going to read the comments. Bomb Cherry Juice said, no, we shouldn't shame back. Sexy Red is young. I'm here for the show said, yep, Millie Jackson was horrible. Bomb Cherry Juice said, that's right. Wise Up 787 said Millie Jackson and 2 Live Crew. Yeah, 2 Live Crew.
Yes, 2 Live Crew. No different. It's no different.
X is too complicated said Betty Wright.
Betty Wright.
I'm here for the show said, what about Nestle and Sonia making fun of Shirley's tiny birthday cake? Wow, they both have a lot of nerve.
Yeah, they do. And he allows her to do that. He does it so she feels comfortable making fun of things with Shirley.
Let me see. Quinn Lily said, I just told an Amazon delivery guy about your channel. He heard he delivered my packages and he heard you queens and asked about you. Oh, thank you. We appreciate that.
It.
I got a package too waiting for me. Bomb Cherry Juice said, Grandma was married a few times.
Yes.
Butterfly Empress said, "Hi, ladies. Where's Nesto? He locked up." Yes. Hey, Butterfly Empress. How you doing? Bomb Cherry Juice said, "Facts. Stop keeping secrets." Peppermint Patty said, "I want to do an A.com to see if I want to do Ancestry.com to see if I have any siblings." Not you being messy to see if it's some siblings you don't know about, Peppermint Patty.
I'm here for the show.
I'm here for the show. Said Nesto would say Fifi is standing on grown woman business. Queen Lily said he needs to tell them to not be like him. Cass said Nesto can tell them, make sure your pimp hand's strong.
Exactly.
I'm here for the show said, how can Nesto talk? What did he teach Dion? He did not even come into his life till like 13.
Right.
And he look at Dion as being soft. He think Dion cry too much.
Pretty much.
I am here for the show said, one thing I can say, Nesto does like a woman who dressed classy. Look at his exes and his victim. He does not like how Sonia dresses. He do like him classy, base. He do. Wise Up 786 said, remember, grandmothers are 35 years old now.
They are. They are. That is so true.
Bridget said, my older aunts will always be dressed. Didn't matter if they were just going to the Piggly Wiggly. Oh, yes. Peppermint Patty said, you better wear a slip. I missed the girdles, period. Thank God. Lily said, amen.
The girdle is just a
Spanx now.
on 10. The spank on 10. Yeah.
Sonia said, I was raised by my grandmother and she always stressed the importance of dressing for success. She would not let us walk out without appropriate clothing. Let's see. I am here for the show said, Fifi, even when they went to bed, it was proper set of PJs or a long gown and a robe and slippers.
Yes. And they still was getting a swerve on. Them babies still was coming, okay?
You just hike up that gown.
My grandmother had 20.
20 children.
20. My mother was a twin. Yes.
Toya said, I remember trying to go to Walmart with my pajamas and bonnet on with my grandma, and she let me have it. Ebony said, you better speak when you walk through my door.
Yeah.
Cool Weather Farmer said, I was just thinking earlier today how I used to drive my grandmother to stores and to the doctor when I was a teenager. Bridget said, that's a no-no at Toya. Toya said, I'm here for the show. Yes, even the sleep attire was appropriate.
Yeah.
Bomb Cherry Juice said, that iPad would help her to talk early.
Yeah, it possibly.
Some people say it will, some people say it won't, depending on what they watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was getting it, baby. She was getting
She was
it.
just as content.
Just as content. Her mama was shopping. And
that little finger.
And she had that little leg thrown up. I said, look at her.
She was so cute. That's a grown woman in that little baby body, baby. She was just cute.
I don't even think, was she 2? She might have been 18 months.
She wasn't 2. She was not 2.
I don't think she was 2.
She wasn't 2 yet. Let me see. Hold on. I'm here for the show. Say yes, how to answer and ask questions properly, how to dress for an interview or church, even how to say the Lord's Prayer, or even now I lay me down to sleep.
The Lord's Prayer. That's a prayer, right? If you can't say nothing else, you need to be able. That's the first one. My mama, me and my siblings, we would stand in the room and my mama would say that and we would recite it after her, the Lord's Prayer. And we had a plaque in the kitchen with the Lord's Prayer on it.
Right. Toya said, at Bridget, I was in high school and I tried it. Cool Weather Farmer said, that's too much. They Call Me Mo said, Sonia's granddaughter will remember how she used to take her down to the jail to visit her married boyfriend. Some of our grannies probably had married boyfriends too, but we were not put in that business.
You wouldn't have never known about it.
Right. And I think that's a good point too. They Call Me Mo about what type of example is she setting for Katie, and what is she really teaching her? She seemed more like Katie's big sister than her grandmother,
right?
You know. Let me see. I'm here for the show said, lack emotional intelligence. You cannot keep it real 24/7. Have to have some decorum. Ebony said, my Gen Z daughter just quit her black job. She wasn't having it. See, Ebony, thank you for saying that, Ebony, because that's what I said.
She was saying.
Thank you, Ebony, because Gen Z, they don't have time for the bull. They leaving these jobs just as soon as they get it. They not having you talk to them any kind of way. They don't want to work outside of their allotted hours. They don't want to be told that they have to work past 5 or that they have to do overtime if they don't want to. If they feel like the vibe is not right, they don't want to stick around. Gen Z is like, we are paving our own way, and we don't want to do things, you know, by the books. You know, they're seeing that they don't always have to do things by the books in order to experience success. And in a lot of ways, they are, you know, we're living in unprecedented times, and they're moving differently, and they don't feel like they have to, you know, they don't have that sense of, I need this job, you know, like older generations do. They're like, if this job ain't serving me, I'm gonna go get another one, or I'll become a TikToker or a YouTuber, or I'll start my own business. A lot of Gen Z are moving towards entrepreneurship. They ain't trying to work nobody 9 to 5. They don't want nobody telling them when they can take their PTO, when they got to come back from lunch.
And that's fine. But
they don't want to do it.
At the end of the day,
and I can't say I blame
them. We know who rules the other side. When we have to go get money, Gen Zs need to know how to interact with the person that they need to go get some money from.
Yeah, until there's a changing of the guards. Yes, I agree. They're gonna eventually have to learn how to play the game.
That's it. Play the game.
Whether
you can leave your black job, Gen Z, but you got to know how. It's all a game. At the end of the day, when you go over to the other side, not this, but this, you got to know how to play the game. You got to know how to interact, how to express yourself. It's all a game, y'all.
So they basically, you saying they got to know how to code switch. That's basically what you're saying. I get it. But a lot of them, like, they don't want to code switch. They don't want to do it. Wise Up 786 said, at Bomb Cherry, yeah, iPad teach them to talk early and tweak earlier. All right. Make America Safe Again said Prime Day was off the chain this year. Yes, it was. But some of those items on Prime Day, they weren't really a discount. But some of them were. I noticed some that.
Good items on Prime.
Some items were discounted. Some items were legitimately a Prime discount, but some items weren't. Some items they just they were already like they're actually cheaper now after Prime Day.
428 people in here. Come on, y'all. Push us out.
They took a few dollars off the price for Prime Day. And now for some items, now that Prime Day is over, they're even significantly cheaper than what they were on Prime Day. Is basically what I'm trying to articulate.
Okay, I got you.
So some of it went all on the up and up. But I did get some good deals. I did. So that was just a side note tangent. But anyway, Glorious Love said, child, be careful because their Ancestry.com can tell you some secrets you might not want to know. Yeah. Bridget said all unknown siblings get revealed when it's time to type up the obituaries. Yes.
And do?
Yes.
And do?
Sion said classy never gets old.
Never. And that's a good point. Never.
They call me Mo said my grandmother had 19 kids. Bomb Cherry Juice said Spanx and corsets and stays and girdles. Peppermint Patty said, I love this show. Thank you. We appreciate it. AC said, I'm in between.
Okay.
Let me see. Zaire said, amen. Toya said, Sonia was wrong for having that child down there at the jailhouse. Completely inappropriate.
What a memory that child gonna have.
Yeah. I'm here for the show said, leave the job, then call mama crying, girl, bye. You ain't gotta do them like that. I'm here for the show.
I'm just saying.
They had.
You better not quit your job. Ain't no better time to look for a job than when you got one. When you get one, that's when you quit it. Back in the day, you better not quit.
I'm here for the show. So leave the job, then call mama crying, girl, bye. I'm here for the show. They have to leave to protect their mental health. I'm here for the show. They say the workplace be toxic and they have to leave to protect their mental health. They say they being harassed by their manager And HR is not listening to their grievances, so they have to leave. I'm here for the show.
I know.
To protect their mental health.
What's up?
That's why they leave. I'm here for the show. They have to protect their mental health. That's hilarious. Cass said, I respect that about the younger generations because too many older folks have slaved away for slave wages and have had heart attacks at the end of the day. Yeah, and then your company forgets all about you. And that's, in a lot of ways you have to remember you are a number. As much as they like to press, we're a family, you are a number and you can and will be replaced.
Yeah.
And so I get that. You get on these jobs and work yourself to the bone, and what do you get out of it? Y'all quit that black job and call y'all mama. Don't let I'm here for the show deter you.
Y'all don't tell nobody to quit that job.
And then she gonna add girl back. I'm here for. They gotta protect their mental health.
I ain't fooling up.
They gotta prioritize their mental health.
I am not fooling with her tonight.
It's important. We prioritizing that now, y'all.
That's that Gen X shit. I'm here for the show. To my girl, don't you quit your job.
Y'all leave the Gen Z alone.
You be calling me to help you pay your bills, and I ain't getting.
Yes. Bomb Cherry Juice said because they live with their parents, they have the freedom to quit jobs. Y'all going in on the Gen Zs tonight. Glorious Love said Gen Z need a baby boomer to tell them if you don't work, you don't eat. Don't do the Gen Zs like that. They're my little brothers and little sisters. My younger brother and younger sisters. Don't do them like that, y'all. Kevin O'Leary said, you better have another job before quitting the other one. Y'all cold, man.
Yes.
I'm here for the show said, but how are you going to pay your bills? Here they come back to mama house. I was taught you don't leave a job till you have another one. They just have faith, y'all. They say
they figure it out.
Yeah, they say damn this job.
They gonna stay on somebody's couch.
Yeah, they say it's affecting their mental health. They can't do it. That's what the Gen Z is saying. They're not going to sacrifice their mental health for no job. They say they don't care, y'all. That's what the Gen Z say.
And they just don't show back up. They don't get no 2-week notice.
They dip.
They dip. They don't even come back.
They don't want and they don't feel no way about it. And they still expect you to put their check in the mail. They still expect their final check to hit that account.
Yeah.
Okay? They call me Mo said some of the Gen Zs think they can twerk or rap for a living, and that ain't gonna work for everybody. Well, they gonna try, they call me Mo. They gonna try. They gonna try.
Yep. Yep, they doing it too.
Toya said, I keep a resignation letter on the ready. Don't play with me, okay? I admire that about the Gen Zs. I do. Peppermint Patty said, never. Glorious Love said, truth. I found out that I had a niece older than me by obituary.
Oh, wow.
Bomb Cherry Juice is laughing. Pat Low Bro said, physical health. Wise Up 786 said, if you don't work, you don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't eat, you can't sleep. So he said, being a nurse during COVID was not for the weak. I cannot imagine. Yes, and kudos to you, because I was an epidemiologist during COVID, and that was crazy for me. So I can only imagine for you as a nurse was 1,000 times more intense. So kudos to you. Bomb Cherry Juice said they need to keep that job to protect the physical health so they can eat. Okay, so y'all say damn the mental health. Don't nobody in the chat care about the mental health of the Gen Zs but me. Everybody said the hell with that.
No, they should be quitting their job. See, all like, we got any Gen Zs in here?
I'm the only one fighting for the Gen Zs. They say they have to prioritize.
I know we have a lot
of
of millennials and Gen X.
They say they not suffering like they mama, they auntie, and they daddy, and they uncles. They not doing that. They not going to be harassed on the job dealing with the boss denying they PTO and harassing them because they show up, 25, 30, 45 minutes, 60 minutes late to the job.
Yep.
They not
45
putting up with
minutes.
that.
And some of them will get rolled up and the next day come in late again.
They don't give a damn.
I've seen them come in late again.
They just not doing it, y'all. They saying they gotta protect their peace. That's what they saying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Toya said I quit every week and they kept hiring me back. Bridget said my parents would slap me. They called me Mo. Said yep. Quitting jobs and still living at home with mama, who is still slaving at her black job. Well, somebody got to do it. They call me Mo. It just ain't gonna be them, okay? We ain't saying somebody ain't got to do it. It's just not gonna be the Gen Z. I am here for the show set, talking about you stressed out. No bigger stress than unpaid bills and eviction notices.
Yes.
You have to think things through and move strategically. Who gonna protect my mental health? I'm just telling you what they say. I'm just telling you. This is what they telling me when I talk to them. You know, this is the data that I'm collecting. When I'm talking to my younger cousins, this is what they telling me. And they friends. They say they got to protect their mental health.
Oh, boy.
They don't want nobody telling them they can't use their PCO. They don't want nobody standing waiting for them at the door when they 45, 60 minutes late.
I'm telling them to get off their cell phone.
To get off their the phone.
While they at the desk.
The phone
They
is the
be
big
at the
thing.
desk. Yeah, bro, what's up?
The phone is the big thing. You telling them to get off that phone is a trigger. That's the issue.
Yes.
And then you know, especially if they not getting paid right, they get real defiant.
Yep.
If that money not hitting, they like F what you saying. Wise Up 786 said Gen Z chicken nuggets generation, not chicken nuggets. I'm here for the show. Said adulting is hard. You better ask somebody. The electric company ain't accepting faith as a form of payment.
Nope.
Kevin said I'm a Gen X, and if I came home and said I quit to protect my mental health, my brothers would have corrected that problem real quick, like and in a hurry.
Yep.
All right. Toya said, I understand the Gen Zs though. They ain't putting up with that nonsense. No, they not, Toya. Employers don't give a 2 weeks notice when they are ready to fire you, so I understand them, right? Mine look, they ain't doing no 2 weeks notice. If they not happy, they don't feel like they being treated right, they gone. Yeah. And they still expect they check to be in the mail or for it to hit their accounts. Or it's going to be a issue.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. And I admire that about them. They're fearless. They're fearless. They're like, I don't have to do a 9 to 5. I can do social media. I can do entrepreneurship. Hell, if I got to do Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats to make ends meet, I'd rather do that than work a 9 to 5 and be told what to do. Some of them they just feel that strongly about it.
And one girl said that she said I can take my baby. She said she got fired because she kept coming in late every day. And she said, I'll just do Instacart and I can take my baby with me.
Our nail tech is a Gen Z. She's 22? And she has her own business. She does nails. She said she couldn't do the 9 to 5. That wasn't her ministry. So she went into being a nail tech.
And she's good at it.
And she's good at it. She said that 9 to 5.
Very creative.
It wasn't her ministry.
But she
didn't go to college.
Yeah.
She just said it wasn't for her. So they paving their own way. They doing their own thing. Toya said, I understand the Gen Zs. Okay, me and Toya, we understand. Okay, so I got somebody fighting a good fight.
Okay, that's you and Toya.
Thank you, Toya. Marilyn Brown said, I was taught that when you leave a job, make sure that you leave in a way that you can go back. When I told my daughter this, she said that doesn't apply to me because I ain't going back. When I told my daughter this, she said that doesn't apply to me because I ain't going back. Okay, so Miss Marilyn, your daughter said to hell with that respectfully. Respectfully, to hell with that, mama. So, I mean, that's just the mentality, y'all. That's just what they own. It's not their life. It's not their life. It's not their ministry. Toya said, I stand with the Gen Zs. X is too complicated said, I told my son, you better not quit your job. I'm not paying your bills, and you cannot come back to my house. Okay, she ain't playing. X is too complicated said, you can play if you want to. You'll be outside. Marilyn Brown said,
she gonna let that baby come back.
Marilyn said, this generation will job hop in a minute. Yes, ma'am. If they not happy, they out. They out.
Yes.
They out. It's just different.
Resumes be 4 pages long.
They're not afraid to pivot. They're not afraid. They aren't. It's just a different time. They call me most that you can quit, just had a backup job ready. Yeah. Let me see. Cass said older generations in some ways had it a bit easier economy-wise. They tend to forget. Starting a life today is a lot harder. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
And sometimes, no disrespect to the baby boomers, but sometimes I think they negate that fact. Like, when y'all was coming up, you could get a house, a nice 3-bedroom, 2.5, bath home for $10K. Now, if you want to get that kind of home as a millennial or even a Gen Z, you're looking at $400,000, and that's cheap if you want to live in a nice, decent area.
Yeah.
So it's just a different game. It's a different game. Given with inflation and all. So Glorious Love said, and all the Gen Zs living in mama's front room until they 40. I am here for the show said, if these kids keep coming home, I am selling my house and moving overseas to become an expat. Got to protect my peace. Baby mama can't help you. Call Jesus, he may have a spare room. Oh, you ain't no good. I'm here for the show gonna move.
But I actually know somebody who moved out of their house because their kids kept coming back. And she moved into a 1-bedroom apartment.
She did.
So her kids couldn't come back.
Yeah, she did.
She did. I actually know somebody who did
She sure did. She was not playing. Sonia said, cell phone policy means nothing to Gen Z. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Ebony said, my daughter doesn't get the concept of working. The schedule the job needs her to work. She said they're on my time. She said, I'm in the driver's seat of my life. Not the job.
And I get that when I get there.
Look, what Cat Williams say? They know I'm coming. I know I'm coming. That's all that matters. Okay? Ebony, Miss Ebony, your daughter said they know I'm coming. That's all that matters. I get there when I get there.
And when I get there, I'm going to work.
I'm going to work. Now, I'm not getting that 8 on the dot. I'm going to be there about 9:30, 9:45, 10. But I'm going to get there, and that's all that matters. Yep. And that's all she's trying to say, Ebony. She going to get there, but she going to get there when she gets there. Because they are on her time. And basically what she's saying is she is decentering work. Yeah. And she's not making work the focal point of her life.
Yes.
Okay? She still have a life outside of work.
And it's a thing on TikTok where the young lady says, I am a Gen Z manager. Do I care when you come back from lunch? Nope, just come back. Do I care what time you get here? Nope, just get here.
Okay? Okay?
So it's already known.
But she gonna get there, but they on her time. Okay?
You know I'm coming.
They know I'm coming. And that's all that matters. Bomb Cherry Juice said, I saw a video of little boys attacking his teacher because she took his cell phone in class. Yeah, that happens. Peppermint Patty said, them Gen Zs better stay off my steps with their cell phones and whatever they're smoking. Get a job. All right. All right. This is a sensitive subject. People feel strongly about this.
Yes.
Glorious Love said, be fearless and take care of yourself, paying your own rent.
Yep.
All right. Duo Ninja said, I hope there's going to be a time limit on using your phone like 3 hours a day until you're 15.
Oh, wow.
Toya said, as long as you have something saved and have another job lined up, F that job. Right? Bomb Cherry Juice said, quitting a job when you living with your parents is not called fearless. It's called being irresponsible. Wise Up 786 said, I used to believe having a black American boss would change things. That's not always the case. No, it's
we
not.
We know that's not always the case.
Yeah, it's not always. You right about that, Wise Up 786. That is not always the case. I'm Here for the Show said, don't see anything wrong with it as long as it feeds you, pays your bills, and provides shelter. As a parent, we also want to live our dream of no kids or responsibilities.
Yeah.
Let me see. They Call Me Mo is agreeing with Bomb Cherry Juice. Bomb Cherry Juice said 10K was like 400K today. The game isn't different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different.
Different.
It's different. Glorious Love said, when houses 10K, people probably made 5K annually.
Yeah.
Toya So Dope said, that part, Sammy. I'm in market now looking for a new home, and interest rates and costs are outrageous, and I'm in Texas. Yes, y'all. It's tough. It's tough. Bomb Cherry Juice said, my first job was paying $3.35 an hour. 25K was a lot of money.
Back then, yeah.
Marilyn Brown said, Sammy, I'm a baby boomer. I got my first house in 1987 for 135K. Don't know where you got the 10K from.
Okay.
Well, I'm speaking hypothetically, but y'all know what I mean. I wish we could find a house for 135K, especially unless you want to go out in like the boonies. I don't really know anywhere in the metro area unless you like in the country.
In the country, like Hiram and Dallas.
Yeah, but even those prices
even
are
those
going
are
up.
expensive now.
You know, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, when I bought one in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All things joy. Yes, this is me. I'm Here for the Show said they are quiet quitting. Yes, a lot of people are doing that too. I think that's not just Gen Zs, but millennials are doing that too, quiet quitting, where you're basically just literally doing just enough to get by at work. Like you're not.
Oh, that's what that
you
is.
Doing just enough to get by, not to flag, management that you ain't really doing. Is you doing just enough to get by. You doing like the bare of the barest minimum.
Wow.
You over it, but you're not voicing it. But you over it. You know how folks be on Teams?
I never heard that before.
You know how people got the mouse mover that work remotely?
And you can order them from Amazon.
And you got the mouse mover to keep your team status on available? Or you take your work phone with you, you just refresh the Teams app to show that you're still available while you down at the Marshalls and the TJ Maxx. or I done had friends take their work phone with them while they go on vacation. They don't request time off. They just go on vacation.
Wow.
They take their work phone with them, and they be somewhere in Mexico or Miami, still working. They never requested PTO, and they just refreshing their status on Teams. Allegedly. People do that. Woman of Wealth said, hi ladies, I let my 28-year-old come home for 90 days. He wasn't used to adulting because he played ball overseas and they did everything for him. He quickly learned home ain't it. He's back in LA now.
He hurried up and went on, huh?
Yeah, they do a lot for them athletes. They do. All Things Joy said, as long as the work gets completed at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah, that's what the Gen Z manager says. They don't care about all that extra stuff. As long as you do your work, they good with you. They don't bother you about when you come. Just come back, sit down, do your work, get it done before we leave. Yeah.
Toya said, at Glorious Love. True, but the qualifying criteria was different back in 1987. Peppermint Patty said, I went by the house I grew up in. Zillow has it for $618,000. Crazy as heck, and the neighborhood don't even look good. Wow, it's over $500,000. Wow. Wow. Whoa. I am here for the show said the black boss can be worse, especially the women, unfortunately. Whew, that's a topic.
That's a topic by itself.
I mean, I've had some good experience, but
And
I know people.
yeah,
You
I
talk
do.
about it. You talk about
I
it.
do.
Talk about it.
I've had actually both. I've had men bosses. I've had Caucasian women, um, um, and then I've had black women bosses. As a matter of fact, one of my bosses, black women bosses, we're still friends today. We've been friends. She was my boss, and we ended up being friends. We've been friends for over 20 something years. I have a black female boss now, and I like her. Of course, I'm gonna do my job. Do what I supposed to do. I ain't finna go back and forth with that lady because I'm gonna do my work. So, and then I've had some black female bosses that were just really, they really didn't know their job, their job and what they were supposed to do. So it was kind of like insecurity, and they kind of took it out on their team. And
Projected.
it was, yeah, that was the situation with one of my boss. And then I had, earlier in my career, I had a Caucasian female boss and a black boss. Both of those two ladies were my boss. The Caucasian boss, of course, treated me much better than my black boss. And I think it has a lot to do with personality and demeanor. I don't think it has anything to do with color per se. I think it has a lot to do with personality, character, and demeanor.
So you think Shirley love her black boss, Steve? I think she love her black boss, Steve.
She loves her black boss, Steve, but she knows that he's messy.
Yeah.
She said that he's messy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure did. Let me see. All Things Joy said they pay us just enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
LSW Smile said people are also quiet, retiring too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Bomb Cherry Juice said these companies are greedy and the workers are fed up. Yes, they are. I'm here for the show said I'm guilty of refreshing teams on the app or setting meetings with no invitees. Baby, I got errands to run. My PTO is for vacation.
A lot of people put on do not disturb. I had a little supervisor. That's what she would do. Put it on do not disturb.
And be out.
Running errands. All day she be on do not disturb. I said, Lord have mercy.
That is hilarious. Not you scheduling meetings so your team status look like you in a meeting all day so people don't bother you and don't put nothing on your calendar. That is so funny. That is funny. Peppermint Patty said, my niece, she's all over the country, only be in the office once a week. Peppermint Patty needs to be outside.
And sometimes God give you that flexibility.
Glorious Love said, my daughter had to come home for a little while because she had to relocate. She stayed here 5 months and realized that mom was going to be mommying. She quickly found her own place.
Yeah, because once you leave home, it's not the same. It's not the same once you go back.
Yeah. Toya said, I'm here for the show. That's why I can't have a work from home job. I'm here for the show said, yes, Fifi. Micromanaging to cover their own shortcomings.
Yes. That's been my experience with black female women in leadership. A lot of them are just uncomfortable with the position, their shortcomings. They just don't know, and they take it out on their team. They take it out on their team.
I've been fortunate enough to have some good black female bosses, thank God. And some of them have been like pseudo aunties.
And now I have an excellent black female
boss, yes.
And she's real smart. And one thing that I like about her, her directive is clear. Yeah.
Yeah. I about cried when I left my last boss to go to the position I'm at now. Because she was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Like when she threw me like a going away party, she got me a nice cake from Publix and everything. She was just the best. She was like an auntie. I used to go in her office. We used to kiki. I used to tell her the tea about what was going on at the work, but I ain't messy though.
So you was the office snitch.
I wasn't no snitch. I just kept my ear to the streets, and she would ask me, you know, have you heard about? I said, well, you know, I hear my deal.
So what do you all think about the office snitch?
I wasn't
the one
a
that's
snitch.
always sitting in
I was not a snitch.
the manager's office. They kick in with the door closed.
We kept the door open, man. We kept the door open. I wasn't snitching. She asked, you know what happened to some, you know, maybe I was friends with so-and-so on Facebook, and I seen some life update. I said, yeah, you know, so-and-so doing this, so-and-so doing that. I was just asking a question. It wasn't me being a snitch, like, oh, so-and-so is doing this in the office. She would ask me about other people that we both knew around the work. But, hey, how was so-and-so doing? You know, so-and-so doing good. So-and-so just had a baby. Do you know who the baby daddy is? No, I don't know.
And office gossiping. Oh, my goodness. Office
But it
gossiping.
wasn't malicious, though. It wasn't malicious. It just so-and-so had a baby. I don't know who the baby daddy. I think, you know, I don't know. We was just talking. It wasn't malicious, though. It wasn't malicious. We just kick in like we doing here. We don't have no malice in our heart toward these folk. We just kick in. Like Bridget said, we don't know these people. We kick in and we moving on. Okay. All right. Let me catch up on the comments. Let me see. I'm here for the show. Said I think Shirley admires Steve. Not sure if she likes him as a person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
She may not like him, especially after everything he said about this situation. He definitely has let her have it with this whole Nesto thing.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't held his tongue.
Teams meeting with
Not teams meeting with no attendees. Bridget said, I have to start scheduling some zero attending meetings. I'm here for the show. Said I love an unattentive boss. I know what I need to do. Only check on me if my tasks are not done.
Right.
C Blue said, where can I find one of those jobs? Who's hiring? Y'all let C Blue know where she can find one of them jobs, where they can find one of them jobs at. Marilyn said, I must say that I admire this younger generation. My son became a high school principal at 28 years old. Wow. Congratulations to him. And made more money in his first year than I retired with after 35 years of teaching. Yeah.
It's money to be made out there.
They not playing, Marilyn.
Mm-hmm.
They getting out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. Kudos to them. Kudos to your son. I'm here for the show. Said Sammy, while you were snitching but leaving out your mess. You know how we do. We gonna talk about everybody else's tea, but we ain't gonna go too deep into our own tea. Y'all know how we do. Okay? She asked me if I knew who the baby daddy was. I didn't know. I just knew she had a baby. The baby was pretty. You know,
y'all know how y'all
walk. She moved back to her home.
When I was in the office, I walked by my boss' office. I see one of my coworkers in the office with her legs crossed with the door closed. They in there kicking. First thing I think, who the hell she snitching on?
Not snitching. We just sharing information. You know, it's all about how you look at it. You know, that's about it. Gloria's Love said, never had a good black female boss, only good black male ones. Oh, yeah.
You know, I've never had a black male boss.
I had a black male boss, and he gave me some problems in the beginning. But once we got that squared away, it was smooth sailing. He was cool. But he was a little asinine. He was a little
one of my best bosses
initially
was a gay white man. And when I tell you he watched out for me in the office. When I tell you he watched out for me and he gave me flexibility, because at that time Samantha was young. And I remember that, and this is to all my divorced moms and single moms.
Don't say single moms. Say divorced mamas.
She
You was a
don't.
divorced
I
mom.
was a divorced
'Cause
mom.
my daddy was in my life.
Your daddy was in your life.
Okay.
Okay.
That's sensitive for me, y'all.
And don't say nothing about her daddy.
Please do not.
Okay, whatever.
It's a trigger.
But I would have to leave work to pick Samantha up from she went to summer school, and then I would pick her up from summer school and take her to day camp. And he would actually let me cut my day in half to go pick my child up and take her where she needed to go, and then leave work again and pick her up and take her to the babysitter. So the male boss that I had, he was wonderful, and he was a Caucasian gay man, and he was wonderful.
Yeah.
And that was the only male boss I had ever had. All my other bosses have been women.
Yeah. Bridget said, I can't stand an office snitch. Nothing extra will be added to your check. Me too, Bridget. Me too, girl. I can't stand them either. Cass said, act glorious, love me either. I'm here for the show, said Sammy. You were a whole narc down to the job. No, man, I was just keying and keeping her up to date to what was going on in the streets. At the office, what the folk were talking about. Peppermint Patty said, before I retired, my boss was Asian and she micromanaged us from home, but she was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Ooh. Interesting. Wise Up 786 said, speaking of Publix, just had a chicken tender Publix sub, delicious, Dade County. All right. Marianne said, you are hilarious and I love both your sweet smile and energy. Love from New Zealand. Thank you. X is too complicated said, don't tell Sammy that y'all be 30 minutes late coming back from lunch. No, X is too complicated. Y'all can tell me that, but if somebody asks me who the baby daddy is or what's going on with him, and I might share it, okay? If I'm asked, I might. But I ain't gonna snitch if you come back 30 minutes late. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
The baby daddy was hilarious.
Now I will share it if somebody asks who the baby daddy is. I will. But I ain't gonna snitch on you being 30 minutes late. The baby daddy was Larry in the county. That's hilarious. I'm here for the show said she thinks gay bosses are the best. Jacqueline J said, yeah, she was snitching.
She was.
She was just asking me what was going on with the girl. And I was telling her. She moved, she had a baby,
All right, y'all.
That's all, y'all. That's all. Nothing malicious, nothing like that. We just doing a little gossiping, It's harmless. Y'all know when y'all get on the phone with y'all old coworker, girl, Tasha still work there? Nah, girl, she got let go a year ago, girl. She down working for Emory now, girl. She a manager over at Emory now, girl. We used to do stuff like that, me and my boss. We used to kiki like that. Yes. I'm here for the show said this was so fun. Yes, this was super fun, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. If you haven't already, in the upper right hand corner there are 3 dots. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button in the upper right hand corner. There are 3 dots. Hit the like button. Please. And if you haven't already, if you like our channel, you like our content, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We typically go live every Thursday and Saturday around 7 p.m. ish, heavy on the ish Eastern Standard Time. We also like to do an occasional pop-up show earlier in the week as well. Make sure you follow us on the Sam Nicole and Fifi Show on IG and on Facebook,
TikTok,
Sam Nicole and Fifi, and on TikTok as well. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Thanks to our mods.
Yes, thank you to our mods. We're mother and daughter, not sisters. I'm here for the show said, yes, running down the mess at the job is the best. I do that. I ain't no snitch. But I will run down the mess if I feel like I trust you.
Y'all, why she
and
kept
I rock
coming
with
home
you.
talking about her boss because she in the office being a snitch.
Not a snitch. Y'all don't put that on me. Y'all know how that is in the community. Don't put that on me. I can't wear that on my jacket. I can't be no snitch.
So you ain't.
I ain't no snitching now. I can't wear that on my jacket. Y'all know how I go in the community. Can't be no snitch. I just like to run down the mess and have a good kiki
With the balls.
if we cool like that. Why not? We ain't harming nobody. We just exchanging information.
I keep it professional.
Girl, stop it. Stop it. Girl, bye. Bye, y'all, because she acting crazy. Bye, y'all. Have a great night. See y'all later. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.